Total Recall, one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time. From a woman with 3 chesticles, to homicidal robot cabbies, to armored vests that appear to do literally nothing. Let's go see why it was originally given an X rating, because this is Redeye Reviews. This movie is brought to you by the color red. Red, the stuff that's inside us all. But in this red, he flails and he falls and he screams until he explodes. Thankfully, it was all a dream.
Is it about Mars?
His wife's getting all planet jealous. She's like, why is he dreaming about Mars when I am on this planet? Planet Fitness. Because good Lord, Arnold is a stud here. But yeah, she does not care for Mars.
No wonder you're having nightmares. You're always watching the news.
On his way to work, he walks into the subway. He just gets pumped full of radiation. My God, that thing is single-handedly keeping future doctors in business. And it is the future, but jackhammers are still man-operated because we just like how it makes us jiggle. After work, he goes to this company called Rekall, where they can implant fake memories into your head and make you think that you're more important than you actually are.
What about the guy you lobotomized? Did he get a refund?
Nowadays, traveling with Rekall is safer.
And to prove that the operation is safe, he shows us this graph, which, if I'm reading it correctly, shows that they kill a consistent amount of their clients every year. Hey, you know, it's not great marketing, but whatever works.
So what do you say?
All right.
Smart move.
So the memory he picks is to be a secret agent that goes to Mars because our man is still rock hard for that red rock.
And would you like us to integrate some alien stuff?
Sure.
So, how do you like your women?
Sleazy.
However, the operation goes horribly wrong and he remembers that he actually is a secret agent from Mars. Oh, don't you just hate it when that happens? What are the odds? So they knock our man out. He wakes up in a Johnny cab.
Huh?
How did I get in this taxi?
The door opened. You got in. You're in a Johnny cab.
I mean, what am I doing here?
And Johnny is easily my favorite character. Look at him. He's looking at the road. He doesn't even have to look at the road. He just knows people prefer his back. But he goes to work, and those guys are like also secret agents.
Stop with somebody.
Now we're thoroughly confused. Are we a spy? Or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from the wife. That's what I say. So he goes home, and she is like, honey, that's crazy. A spy? You are not a spy. Ka-chow! Ha! I'm a secret agent, too. And yeah, my gun goes kerchow. It's the future. It's the future. You don't know what guns are going to sound like in the future? But she explains their entire life together was implanted.
Falling in love.
Implanted.
Remember our wedding?
Was implanted by the agency. I swear to God, I never saw you before 6 weeks ago. Our marriage is just a memory implant.
And he's like, all of it? What about all that amazing sex that we had? And she's like, it was implanted too. And it was mediocre at best, if I'm being honest. It's a lot of weird noises you make. But he sees some bad guys coming after him, and he runs away. At one point, he uses a man like a human shield. And that man turns out to be very dense. It's awesome. He must have had Taco Bell before this. Hey, which, thanks to Demolition Man, we know is all they eat in the future. But he manages to get away.
We can't let him run around. He knows too much. In an hour, he could have total recall.
Said the name of the movie in the... I hate it. I hate that. But some guy calls him, and that guy's like, hey, they have you bugged, bro. There's a bug in your brain, bro. You got to put a wet towel around your head to avoid detection. And this was most likely a prank call, but our man listens anyways. Not just listens, but he does it very well. This is a complicated fold that very few men can pull off properly, so kudos. But he takes that briefcase, he gets in another Johnny Cab, and buckle up, this Johnny Cab is insane.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cab. We hope you enjoyed the ride.
It got moved out of its chair, but then it goes straight murderbot. Probably told its friends to kill you too. Do not go to New York, sir. These guys would be everywhere. But inside the suitcase, he listens to himself explain what is happening.
Things have gone wrong. I'm talking to myself, and you've got a wet towel wrapped around your head.
He yanks that tracker out of his nose. He pulls so hard he turns into Sloth from Goonies for a hot second. And then he tells himself to go to Mars and talk to the rebel leader to overthrow the Empire. Agency. And we're heading to Mars, folks, so crank the red back up. We're heading to Mars, disguised as a woman.
So how long do you plan to stay on Mars?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Only we are not Robin Williams, and we cannot pull this off.
That's Quaid.
Also, I'd like to point out that these guards are 100% just rocking old school sharp pocket calculators. That's what that is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe on-the-fly math solves a lot of future crime. Who's to say? But he 1990 affects his way out of the situation.
Catch!
Get ready for a surprise.
I'll be honest, lady, not nearly as good as homicidal Johnny Cab, but it is a close second. Next up, he heads to this sleazy brothel. A very well-lit 60s diner-themed brothel. We meet this girl, and this girl looks exactly like the sleazy gal from his recall request, and it just makes us all even more confused.
You son of a bitch.
I don't remember you.
Hauser, you're Hauser.
Not anymore.
Also, this place has a lady with triplets where her twins should be, and she definitely makes sure to show everybody that as often as possible.
He found out that Hauser switched sides, so he turned him into somebody else. Me.
At his hotel, this man shows up and says that he is from the real world and that this is all fake.
I'm afraid you're not really standing here right now.
Then the wife shows up and we don't know what to believe now.
Well, I suppose you're not here either.
I'm here at Rekall.
Our man sees a loophole, though. He's like, well, if this was a dream, I could kill you with no issue. And this guy's like, no. No, don't do that. No, I'd be really upset and stuff. It'd be all awkward when you woke up. Just don't do that.
Swallow this. It's a symbol of your desire to return to reality. In your mind, I'll be dead, and with no one to guide you out, you'll be stuck in permanent psychosis.
Now you've done it. Now you've done it!
all jokes aside, this is probably my favorite scene in the movie. And it's awesome. And the remake of this movie can go f*** itself. Because all that movie had going for it was Bryan Cranston, and he was in like 6 minutes of the movie. But on his escape, the fake, maybe real girl shows up and she helps out.
We're married.
Consider that a divorce.
We head to the rebels. On our way, we push this one guy for literally no reason. Honestly, the stakes couldn't be lower right now, and this is not cool. This guy was having a great day, I'm sure, and you just friggin' ruined it. We take a human cab with this guy who reminds us about his 5 kids a lot.
He ain't got 5 kids to feed. Hey, man, I got 5 kids to feed. Hey, I got 5 kids to feed.
We escape back through that brothel that I'm sure serves excellent waffles and sausage at about 3 a.m. Good old 3-boob here attempts that tried and tested method. No luck. No, not this client. Probably should have let old 2-butted Bailey have a go at him. But they fight. This little lady kicks some major ass, and she's awesome. Honestly, the whole thing looks like a lot of fun. However, they shut the entire neighborhood off and they turn their oxygen down. We head to the rebel base. We go inside and we're like, hey, are you the leader? And this man's like, no, God, no. Are you a doctor? Could you look at this growth I have?
What do you want, Mr. Quaid?
Oh, man. And we got Alec Baldwin is stuck to your chest, sir. The boss baby is in a really bad spot. Are you okay? Did this man try to eat you? It's unsettling. I'll just say that, because you look like if the alien from The Thing tried to have sex with a Chucky doll. That's gross. But the freaky baby puts some memories of an alien reactor in his head, and then the baddies show up. Yeah, turns out this guy doesn't even have 5 kids. He doesn't even have 1 kid.
I got 4 kids to feed. So what happened to number 5?
And here I thought you could trust cab drivers. You know who wouldn't have done this? Johnny Cab. Johnny Cab wouldn't have done this. He would have murdered you in a classy way. But we get caught. Then buckle up. Because he's like, I know you think you're a guy who, thinks he's a guy who honestly might be having a seizure on the floor of some sketchy recall business right now. But you're also the bad guy.
Howdy, Quaid. I knew you wouldn't let me down. You see, it's my body you've got there.
Boom. Yeah, you did this to yourself. Not only that, now you want to be you again. Are you confused? Good, because we're going to wipe your brain now.
Keep still. Fighting just makes it hurt.
But we muscle our way out of here again. We fight off a bunch of doctors who, if I may say so, they're very aggressive for being medical practitioners. Meanwhile, the whole sector without oxygen is dying. I like to imagine that somewhere in here is a mutant who evolved to not need lungs. And that guy's just running around taking everybody's wallets and shoes. But they get cornered by that cabbie.
Benny! Benny's the name!
They quickly dispatch him. And they find the alien reactor. Our duo gets ambushed. these people all somehow don't shoot each other right here, and honestly, it's a miracle. At one point, he fights the agent guy again.
See you at the party, Richter.
Oh, missed opportunity. You could have said, "Let me give you a hand." But no. So they turn the machine on. It sucks the main bad guy out into the Martian air. His body is really under pressure. They also get tossed out. However, the machine starts producing a bunch of air through this air volcano thing. But all the glass breaks, which honestly is the real tragedy here because that couldn't have been cheap to make on Mars. And their heads don't explode, which is awesome. However, they are in desperate need of some eye drops right now. Probably get some Visine in there, stat. But everybody on Mars is saved, the skies are blue, and somewhere there may or may not be a dead construction worker who added a little bump to this terrible graph. But that is it. So let's head on over to Redeye Reacts.
Dad, is it about Mars?
Oh, are you dreaming about Mars again? Is it about the Curiosity rover and how he died all alone and he never met another robot?
A million times. You'd hate it on Mars. It's dry, it's ugly, it's boring.
You know, taken out of context, that sounds very sad and very dirty at the same time.
We're talking about the fucking agency.
Shut up, Bob!
You're in a Johnny Cat.
I mean, what am I doing here?
Playing Eddie Money on Spotify.
I've got to
I wouldn't want a guy like Quaid porking my old lady.
You saying she likes it?
No, I'm sure she hated every minute of it.
But this is mine.
Fuck you, you asshole!
Drive!
Would you please repeat the destination?
Shit.
You got it. Taking you to Los Angeles.
What you been feeding this thing?
Blondes.
Well, my boy, you're a hero.
Fuck you.
Is he gonna remember any of this?
Not a thing.
See you at the party.
You think this is the real Quaid? It is.
You know what to do.
Yes, sir!
That is it. A huge shout out to the patrons who voted on today's movie. If you want to do what they do and kind of decide what I do on the channel, there's a link down below to do that. As always, thank you to everybody on this list. Discord community down below, merch store down below. I will see you next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy.
What you been feeding this thing?
Blondes.